All right, let's take a look at some examples for review from your quiz. So you are asked to identify conic sections. Here's the equation, only has one square term, so we know it's a parabola. It's y squared, so it's going to open left, right. The coefficient of y squared is -3/4, so the parabola is going to go open to the left. So we have parabola opens to the left. To find the vertex, we have to find the hk. The h is for the x coordinate and the k for the y coordinate. Because it's y squared, we're going to find k minus b over 2a, or you can complete squares. And once you do that, you get k equals 2. Take the k equals 2 for y coordinate and plug it into the original equation. So you're going to have the x coordinate, which is our h, -3/4, 2 squared, plus 3 times 2, plus 1, which will give you 4. You can check that for yourself. So we have the vertex. Our vertex is going to be x coordinate is 4 and y coordinate is 2. All right, so we can write our equation in standard form. A, which is -3/4, times y minus k squared equals x minus h. The reason to write it in this format is so then we can solve and get it in the format so that we have y minus 2 squared equals, multiply both sides by -4/3. So -4/3 times x minus 4. This will allow us to find the p that we need to find our focus. So let's just concentrate on that. So we have our coefficient is -4/3. So 4p is going to be -4/3, divide both sides by 4. So our p is going to be -1/3. -1/3 is a number smaller than 0, so that's why instead of opening to the right, parabola is going to open to the left. So we have our vertexes for 2 opening to the left, so our focus needs to be inside the parabola. So you're going to have the focus is going to be to the left, which means you want to subtract the 1/3. So -1/3 for -1/3, and 2 will be your focus. Directrix is in the opposite direction, so you have 4 plus 1/3. And because it's a vertical line, you have to write the equation as x equals 4 plus 1/3. So again, vertex, once you find that, you find the p. Adding the p will give you the focus. We're adding the p to the x coordinate because we have to go to the left. If it was up-down parabola, then you would add the p to the 2, or the y coordinate. Okay? All right, let's take a look at this example. They are asking you to identify. Again, take a look at all the x squared, y squared terms are on the same side. When there's 2x squared and y squared, both are squared, it's either an ellipse or it's a hyperbola. When both x squared, y squared terms have same sign, that means it's going to be an ellipse. If they have opposite signs, it will become a hyperbola. All right, so we need to complete squares. So if you look over here, then we have 9x squared minus 18x. I pull a 9 out, so it'll be x squared minus 2x. The y squared does not have a coefficient, so we can write the y terms, and the constant is on the other side. So to complete squares, we're going to take this -2, divide by 2, that'll be a -1, square it, and add that term here. You're going to take the y squared plus 6y, add half of 6, which is 3 squared, will go right there. All right, so once you do that, remember we have to add something on the right-hand side as well to keep the equation the same as original equation. So if I add a number on the left-hand side, I have to add the number on the right-hand side. I am adding 9 times -1 squared, or 9, and 1 times 3 squared, which is the 9 here. All right, so if you simplify that, we'll get 18 plus 18, because 9 and 9 is 18, plus 18, 36. To get it in the standard form, divide everything by 36. So now reduce that, will give you x minus 1 squared over 4 plus y plus 3 squared over 36. So that is our standard form of our ellipse. So now we can gather a whole bunch of information from it. So we have an ellipse. Our center is going to be 1, -3, left, right 2, and up, down 6. The left, right is the number that comes from under the x, the square root of 4, and up, down is the square root of 36. The c that you're going to need to calculate your focus point is the difference of the 4 and the 36, square root of that, which will give you 4 square root 2. All right, so now that we have that information, we can sketch the graph and get the vertices. So our vertices, so our vertex, our center is 1, -3. Vertices are up and down. You're going to go 6 from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 6 down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you're going to go 2 to the left, so 1, 2, and to the right, 1, 2. Connect all of those points, and those are your vertices. The foci are located on the longer axis or major axis, which is right here. So that's 1 is your x coordinate. The y coordinate was -3, and then you're going to add and subtract the c that you found up here. So that will give you your foci, which is these blue points that you see right there. Okay? So that's an ellipse. All right, what about this one? Now look, it's a positive x squared and a negative y squared. So that means you're going to have a hyperbola. And if the x squared is a positive term, then it's a hyperbola going left, right. If the y squared is positive term, it will be hyperbola opening up and down. All right, so again, complete squares like we did before. And then simplify to get it in the right format. And you can see that it's going to look like that. It's similar to the ellipse, except now we have a minus sign here, right? All right, let's get all the information then. So we have a hyperbola. Our center is going to be 1, 3. We're going to go left, right 2 units, up, down 6 units. The sum of the bottom numbers, 4 and 36, will give you the distance at which the foci are located. All right, so let's take a look at how to graph. All right, let's see how we can put it all together and graph it. So to graph it, you're first going to plot the center, which is 1, 3. So we have x coordinate 1, y coordinate 3. So here's our center. Then use your a and b, which is the 2 and 6. So you're going to go 2 to the left, 2 to the right, 6 up, 6 down, and then create this rectangle as a guide, because the diagonals of those rectangles are your asymptotes, which is right there. So y minus 3 equals plus or minus 6/2 times x minus 1. 6/2 because your slope for the two lines, you're going up 6 and over 2. Plus minus because there are two of them, one that has positive slope, the other one that has negative slope. Then your vertices are, because our negative sign is with the y coordinate, it's left, right hyperbola. So you're going to go 2 to the left and 2 to the right from the center. So that will be this coordinate right here and this coordinate right there. So 1 plus 2 and 3 and 1 minus 2 and 3. Those are your vertices. And then the foci, remember we found c, which was square root 40. So 1 plus square root 43 and 1 minus square root 40, and y coordinate 3 will give you the other focus point. So we have two foci points that we have graphed here. We have asymptotes, and then remember your hyperbola is just going to hug the asymptotes, so get closer and closer to the asymptotes.